Josiah didn't believe in picking his date up on the first date.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about that. Okay. Welcome back to Roll Call. Welcome to one of our shorter summer episodes.
Date.
We're here with your standard cast. Ethan, John, Jack, Josiah, Zach, Braden. That was a tongue twister.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about how all y'all in the South are psychopaths for picking the girl up on the first date.
For some context. So Josiah crashed at my place for...
I'm single.
Yes, he's single. Crashed at my place for a little bit. There was this girl
Eternally.
Okay. There was a girl that lived in my hometown.
Braden found her.
Braden did find her, set him up on kind of a blind date-ish, and,
Fair.
you know...
She goes here, right?
Yeah.
She does, yeah. Shout out.
And, you know, I lent him my car, and he was like, yeah, we're just going to go meet, and I was like, no, you go pick her up.
Yeah, I was like, I'll meet her at a coffee shop.
Yeah, and I was like, no.
It's like an official
pick her up.
date.
Listen,
It's an official date.
Context. I think that is the biggest thing here. When it comes to like picking up the girl, I agree. Like if you know nothing about her, you don't know like where she comes from, nothing. But you're both a college student. Like,
Yeah.
You know, you're both college students that go to the same college.
You both know me.
Mutual friends with
met her,
Braden. Yeah.
She's nice. You know, it's the context matters when it comes to picking her up on the first date.
If it's like
Yeah.
a Tinder date,
yeah,
if it's a Tinder date,
that's crazy.
that may be different. Like exactly what I say
But
when I
if-
mean context
yeah,
matters.
exactly.
To us,
Okay,
Southerners,
here's
it's
my
very
thing
important.
though, is even if I had context, like one of the girls I dated, my first girlfriend, she and I knew each other for like 2 months before we started dating. We saw each other regularly, like we had a class together every week, and we were friends. And even then, we still met for like the first several days.
Could
Yeah.
you drive?
Yes.
I wouldn't have agreed with that.
I wouldn't.
I know
Yeah.
If you knew her for a while, I would have picked her up.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
Especially
just
if you wanted to
it's
be
like
involved in
protocol
romantic
where I'm
things.
from.
It's
You know?
just chivalrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
The geographic protocol does play into. I have a little experience with this. I'm actually on a research lab for close relationship studies.
Really?
And there's a lot of like people who will say that women will like the more emotional or like the modern man. There's no evidence to it.
Nothing.
Women like universally
Yes.
across studies prefer like the traditional
Masculine men.
masculine
Yep.
like classical
Take
archetypes.
action.
Yeah,
be-
and-
No skinny jeans.
We're gonna talk about the skinny.
Yes, we are.
Next week we're talking about the skinny. I will die on that hill. I have before.
You're crazy.
And acts of service specifically
Yeah.
for forming the connections
so
that neurochemically.
here's my
Remember
thing.
correctly, actually, too, acts of service is usually one of the top love languages when you look for
Probably.
women specifically.
Yeah.
I guess it depends like on the area, but like I'm pretty sure
So,
around here usually. acts of
My
service
thing
the
is,
number one.
missing and murdered Indigenous women and children is a huge issue in Alaska. Like it's a huge. There's like.
That's fair.
Did you say indigenous?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Braden.
There's so much sexual assault, human trafficking, and just like I just don't trust people, you know.
Well, I
And
mean,
where I'm
that's-
like,
Well,
so I
if you
call
know
my-
them,
I called my sister.
You live at the edge of the earth. Though.
I
Yeah.
called her.
Yeah.
People run away too.
It is.
There's
I called my sister,
Alaska and Australia.
She was like, I would never go in the same car with the dude on the first
Your
date.
parents would know.
Always meet.
But once again,
That way
it's-
both
You
people
would
can
tell
leave
people
if the other
obviously,
person's
and then
crazy.
once again,
In
it's
the
yeah, it's
South,
huge.
If I'm, like,
Here's
if I
the
put
thing.
myself into a situation, I'm not going to go out, to like a really sketchy gas
Just
station. with
random.
a bunch
It
of
doesn't
people,
even need to
and
be
I'm gonna wait by
sketch.
water, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like the context.
I don't-
If you've got a mutual
I don't
friend
think in a
and
situation.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how to make y'all understand.
Well,
no,
I think the context does.
all of
matter,
us,
but-
Yes.
all of us understand your point. It's just a matter of if you're mutual friends, you've heard of her. I mean,
That's still not.
Okay.
You have
The
no
thing
idea.
is,
Like that's
the-
still
the-
not enough to.
You just
conclude.
need to tell people where you're going.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
yeah.
Even still.
Okay.
That's not
The thing
enough.
is,
like
like,
I got to
down
be
here-
able to leave on my own. And like also she's crazy. Like,
That's
I wanna
fair.
Be able to
That's
leave
fair.
On my own.
Yeah, I
like
guess.
I
You
gotta
walk
be
her
able to-
home, you know?
No.
That's
No. Like,
trash if you don't. Like, girls don't like that.
okay, you can't. Okay, you can't walk a girl home in Anchorage straight up. It's not a walk.
Drive her home is
I'm
what
not.
he's talking
if-
about.
If I picked her up,
You don't take her home. You don't drop her off at her house.
It depends on what happens. If it's to the
I
point where
can
I'm
I
like,
can
gotta
see your
leave-
point. However,
There's some weird people where I'm from.
There
That's
are.
the moral of the
There
story.
are.
That's the moral
but
of
down
the story.
here, it's more trusting. There's
which is
I know it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand the brain of someone
The
who
thing
just
is, like,
trusts
there's
inherently.
a greater sense of community.
That's
down
exactly
here,
it.
okay. We have a phenomenal sense of community in
Apparently
Alaska.
not.
It's
We
like-
do.
But,
You have no idea.
but
Like
down here,
it's
like,
real.
not really. Like it's almost like a sort of like
Y'all just, like-
unstated
It's part of the
respect
social
for
contract.
everyone.
It's part
Exactly.
of our social, and it's weird they all just blatantly trust each other. It's
Okay,
weird to me.
so I have
very
something
culture
for
shock.
you. So like I watch a lot of true crime and I watch a lot of podcasts about it and stuff. Most people that do get, like that do go on dates and do get murdered or whatever or abducted, they tell people where they were at.
They tell people
That's
that.
true.
The other thing
So,
is
like, if you're
most
the
date
last-
rape, I think it's something like 80 to 90% of like date rapes or assaults are done by someone the victim knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
know them.
No,
So
yes.
it's like, so why would I pick you up?
Dude,
That's fair.
That's my point.
no.
I agree with you on the Tinder thing. Like if I'm not gonna go pick up a
Yeah,
girl
exactly.
if I'm
Yeah.
on Tinder, but usually when it comes to
If you know the
picking a
girl for weeks
you have
and
known
then-
her for a
You should
while,
offer.
You're very interested
Yeah,
in
at least
Yeah.
for a
offer.
while.
Do you want do you want to meet or do you want me to pick you up?
For y'all,
Which did happen, by the way. He did offer. There was a conversation there.
And she's
for
like,
y'all, the
"It's fine."
default understanding is
She actually said
I'm
that she
going
would
to
pick him
you
up if she needed.
Yeah.
For us, the default understanding is that we're meeting at the place. That's
Do you hold
that's
the door,
just the
or is
understanding.
it just like that?
Yeah, do you hold
No,
the
like, I'll
door?
hold the door.
Do you pull her chair
Absolutely.
out for her?
It's added to that list. You know, it's
It
just like a
depends.
similar
Like it's.
Yeah. It's just so it's a different dynamic, and
It
it's
is.
simple as that. But
I also like this might sound weird, but I wouldn't really be dating a girl who was like, "Oh, you gotta pull up on my chair." Like,
Well, it's not like
girls that I
they
would
they
date,
know
they'll
they
be
don't
like,
say
I got
it.
my-
They're not
They
gonna say it.
it's
It's a
yeah,
nice
it's a
thing.
good thing to do.
put you at
they
that.
don't look for that as much up there because the women are much more independent and like.
interesting.
So across
I guess
cross culturally,
that
there's a
does
lot
make
of
That does add to it as
Yeah.
well.
there's a lot of women who will be in that direction, even independent. Like my girlfriend she's very independent. She always was like, why would you open my car door for me? And I was like, I'm opening your car door for you.
Yeah.
Like, right? But then as I did it more and more, like she realized like the acts of love, and she now like would be very, very upset if I didn't. Yeah, right. So I think even strong, independent women can enjoy just the acts of love.
It's like,
Just
exactly.
showing
I
compassion.
know
It's just-
I know you can, but I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm all down for that. I just also think it'd be best if we met.
Sure.
Now, here's something interesting too. Around 86% of adults here are identified as Christian, and usually Christians uphold, the value that the man
Yeah.
is at the top. Like obviously God at the top, then it's the man, the man of the house and the woman and everything. It's kind of expected for the guy. To
It's a social hierarchy.
Yeah, it's kind of
Interesting.
Like that. And it's 80, that's a big number. Like that's why it's a big thing.
It
Like,
is.
86% of adults are identified as Christian.
It has been fascinating to me observing cross-cultural trends in the South. That's about all the time we have for this episode. Stay with us. Catch us next week. Let us know your thoughts on dating and dating culture, especially from the South. I feel like I'm going to be like just
Dog.
eviscerated in the comments. But hey, what else is new? We'll see y'all in a little bit. Follow us. Leave us a like. Download it. Subscribe. Help us with the likes on, please. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Outside.